for giving me this opportunity. I will tell you that early AM is not my time of day, so I hope that I don't disappoint that introduction about how much I talk. Mr. Holliday, thank you so much for bringing me under your wing to speak today. And John, what we didn't mention, I don't really like my part. Can you all hear me okay? No, you can't. I need the microphone. Oh, well. Alrighty, this is better?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you, Mr. Holliday. Thank you, John Cunningham. What John Cunningham didn't say is that we've also been through many marriages together. Not to each other. Next one he's picking out for me, that's for sure. So I also wanted to take some time to thank Mr. Gary Johnson, who is sitting at the back there next to John Cunningham, who has just agreed to be our part-time COO for our foundation that I'm going to be telling you about right now. Gary is an Air Force veteran, and I really appreciate everything that you all are doing. Was that a hoorah or a hoorah? Because I know. Thank you all so much for what you're doing. There was one of the gentlemen from World War II that you all took down to Washington, D.C. A couple months ago from Marysville. I think it was about 4 or 5 months ago. And literally the man still looks 25 years younger than he did before that trip. So thank you all so much for your service. I am the most unlikely person in the world to have taken on this mission of working with our veterans. I am, a dove. I have no member of my family in the military. But when a young man who looked a lot like Danny Brown here died in Iraq 2 months after his 20th birthday, and he happened to be the son of a friend of mine whose name was Zachary, the Lord remembers, I thought maybe I better quit going to the mall and start to get involved with what was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan. So in January of 2008, I volunteered to work at the Chalmers P. Wiley as a volunteer physician, which they had never had before, and that took a whole lot of paperwork to get that done, to screen the young men and women returning from Iraq and Afghanistan with traumatic brain injury. I happen to have both a personal and a professional desire to help with TBI. I had my own traumatic brain injury about 12 years ago, and so I'm very familiar with a normal CAT scan and a normal MRI, and yet I was unable to speak for 6 weeks and had no feeling on the right side of my body. And right then, I knew, since I injured myself putting up Christmas decorations, that there probably was a reason for this. When I got to the VA, I realized that going through their screening process, according to the Veterans Administration of Hospitals, I had post-traumatic stress disorder. And that became a mission of mine, to prove that many of our young men and women were out of their brain, not out of their mind. There's a difference.